Welcome to Innerji, Tarot, Astrology, and all things metaphysical. I'm Levy, and today we're going to take a look at the new moon in Pisces. That's happening on Saturday, the 13th of March at 9:20 p.m. That's Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So depending on where you're located in the world, it could be happening on a different day or at a different time. So just check the time differences to see when that exact moment applies for you. And of course, with any of the moon phases, we've got a couple of days in which to do any new moon rituals or full moon rituals. So let's take a look at this new moon in Pisces and what it might mean for you. We're also going to have a look at some crystals that you can use for your rituals around this time, and also some essential oils. So let's begin. So as I mentioned, we have the new moon in Pisces at the moment, and when we have a new moon, it means that it's next to or conjunct with the sun. They're very, very close, and that means that the energies of the sun and the moon, are in the same sign and in the same house, and their energies blend together. Now, with the sun and the moon both in Pisces, there's kind of a doubling of energy here. So that Piscean energy is going to be more intense. It's going to be much stronger. And your imagination is going to be more vivid, because the sign of Pisces, the energy of Pisces, is about imagination, dreaming. It's quite ethereal and about your intuition. And so during this new moon in Pisces, your intuition will be at an all-time high. You'll also find that you might pick up on what's going on with others more easily, as well, as that empathetic sense is also very, very strong and very highly tuned. Now, Pisces is the element of water, which is all about our emotions, going with the flow, all the soft side of ourselves. And the quality is mutable, which means the energy of Pisces is highly adaptable and highly changeable. So when we have mutable water together, this means that with that Pisces energy, with this new moon, it means that, emotionally you can be a little bit all over the place. You can, change your emotions quite quickly within this energy. And so when that happens, and particularly if you're, say, an earth sign, you're not used to that changeability. And so it is important for you to understand that you might feel a little bit emotionally confused during this new moon period. The other thing that I would like to say about this Pisces energy is, Pisces energy has no boundaries. This mutable water, there's no structure, no boundaries. So that means during this new moon phase, you can be more easily influenced by other people. So it is important to be aware of that, so that the influences that you take on from others is going to be productive for you, is going to be positive for you. And also too, this Piscean energy, during this time you can become a bit of a daydreamer, but there is a way that you can use that to very, very positive effect, and that is to daydream and envision what it is that you want. And it is a time to pay attention to any dreams that you have, because those dreams will be more meaningful. They will have more meaning that you can bring into your life when you look at these dreams during this new moon period. Now, the new moon generally is about starting something new. So this is a good time to start any new projects using your imagination and creativity. That's really good energy to bring in at this time. And also, the other big news is that there are currently 4 planets in Pisces. 4 planets in Pisces at the time of the new moon. And they are all conjunct. They are all next to each other. So this means that all 4 planets are intermingling their energies and blending. And together they bring very, very strong energy through. So with all of this influence of these 4 planets, which are obviously the moon, the sun, and we have Venus and Neptune. So what does this mean for you? So firstly, let's look at Neptune. Neptune is the co-ruler of Pisces. In other words, Neptune's home is in the sign of Pisces. But what does this mean? Well, it means its influence is very, very strong at this time. Neptune governs the spiritual realms, the collective unconscious. It's a transpersonal sign, so it kind of works on the big picture side and also on the non-physical dimensions. It's especially connected to our intuition, to our dreams, to our fantasies, and its energy is one of idealism. So there might be more of a tendency at the moment to take a more idealistic outlook on life, on what it is that you want. Now we also have Venus. Now Venus is the planet of love, beauty, artistic endeavours, and also about the aesthetics, the lovely things in our life. And in terms of this new moon being conjunct with Venus, this is a great time to really focus on new beginnings, either around an existing relationship or moving into a new love relationship. So the energy is very, very positive for this, for you to envision either a new love coming into your life or taking your existing relationship into a new stage. So let's look at all of these combined together. With the combining of the energies of Venus and Neptune, the Sun and the Moon, all in Pisces, it is the time to focus on love relationships. It is the time to focus on personal creativity. It is the time to focus on our hopes and our dreams. And it's also a great time to create a vision board so that we can take that and bring it into more tangible form in a way that you can then manifest during this new moon period. Now let's take a look at some crystals that might be helpful with any rituals that you might be doing for this new moon in Pisces. Now let's take a look at some crystals that you can use during your new moon in Pisces ritual, whether it be through meditation, contemplation, or whether you do some form of actual ritual. So I've chosen a number of crystals. The first one I've chosen to represent the sun is sunstone. This is a polished version of it, and this brings in a little bit of joy, a bit of energy and happiness. What it does is it balances out this ethereal aspect to Pisces, this sort of daydreaming. It sort of grounds things to the earth a little bit more with this energy of the masculine, this proactive energy. So that's why I like to include sunstone when we have a lot of Pisces energy around, particularly with Sun in Pisces, Moon in Pisces, and then we also have Venus and Neptune in Pisces. So that's a lot of water energy. So bringing in a little bit of fire to bring the energies up, I feel is an important thing to do. Of course, the other one is the moonstone. This is a black moonstone. I like to use this for new moon because at new moon, we're only just starting to see the light of the moon again. So I like to use this as my moonstone representation. Now, obviously, moonstone is connecting with the divine feminine, connecting with that moon energy. So this stone is particularly appropriate for Pisces as well, with the moon representing the feminine. Pisces is also a feminine or receptive energy. And of course, the moon is controlling the tides, controlling water, controlling our emotions. So a very obvious stone to have here. But I do like the black moonstone or the dark moonstone specifically for the new moon. The other one I've chosen for the moon is selenite. I love this piece. It's actually carved, and it's carved with all of the phases of the moon on it. Beautiful piece of selenite. And so this is wonderful for moon energy as well. It's a high vibration stone. That is what I like about it. So this is about raising your vibration during this new moon time in Pisces, particularly around relationships, creative projects, using your imagination, doing vision boards or visualizing. It's a really good stone to have as part of your new moon in Pisces ritual. The other stone that I've chosen is aquamarine. Again, the water element. This is a raw aquamarine, a very pale coloured one. And aquamarine is helpful with the throat chakra. It's helpful with communication. And what I like about the aquamarine stone being so soft, being so water element, it means that we can speak our truth a little more softly, a little more from the heart when we're communicating, and particularly if we're looking at communication with existing love relationships or when we're looking at maybe starting a new love relationship. So a bit of soft talk always is a good thing to be able to do. The next stone I've chosen, one of my favourite stones ever, is Larimar. Larimar comes from Caribbean. Beautiful stone. Occasionally you'll see little bits of dark in there, which adds a little bit of fire to it. Again, Larimar is a very soothing stone. It is also a water element. It's also a fire element as well, because it was kind of formed around a volcanic area as well. But Larimar, another soft, soothing stone. It's cooling, it's calming, and it just helps you to go with the flow of this Pisces energy. The next crystal I've chosen is rose quartz, and I couldn't resist showing you my huge rose quartz heart. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love it. And so I've chosen rose quartz for this new moon in Pisces because of Venus being there, and we're looking at love relationships, potential of love relationships, how they can move forward, how we can dream them into manifestation. And so a rose quartz is all about love. Love in all its forms, unconditional love. And it's also a stone of compassion, of nurturing. It's a very gentle stone. So again, it marries up, excuse the pun, very well with this soft flowing Pisces energy for this new moon. Of course, I always like to round out any crystal grids that I do with some clear quartz and with a dark stone, either black tourmaline or a black obsidian or smoky quartz. And the reason I do that is I want to ground whatever I'm doing. Beautiful, huge piece of black tourmaline. And I like to be able to ground whatever it is that I'm doing with my ritual, with my meditation or contemplation, manifestation. I like to ground it into the earth. And that's why I like to use the black tourmaline. It grounds me into the earth, and particularly with moon in Pisces, sun in Pisces, Venus in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, we need to ground ourselves. Otherwise, what we want to envision, what it is that we want to create, manifest, can sometimes just be left in the ether unless we have something to ground it into the physical. And finally, I like to use clear quartz. So I'm just going to reach across and bring in this beautiful clear quartz. This is actually a trans-channeling crystal. So this is one of the master crystals. And what it does is it opens up the energies to receive channeling, so to receive message from spirit, but also to be able to communicate. So it's like having a two-way radio. So I particularly like this around the new moon. In fact, any of the moon phases, I do like to use this trans-channeling crystal. So those are the crystals that I've chosen. You can use these in various ways. You can create them in a grid shape using your intuition. You can hold them, you can lay them around your body, lay a grid around on the floor and lie within the grid as you meditate or contemplate. So many choices. Now let's move on and have a look at some essential oils that can support you during this new moon in Pisces. First, I've chosen some oils that represent moon energy and harmonize very well with moon energy regardless of the phase of the moon. So the first one I've chosen is jasmine. Jasmine is a soft, floral, delicate, sweet oil. It is a high vibrational oil, and its softness marries very well with the moon. So a wonderful oil to be able to use. It's a very sensuous oil when you smell its aroma. And it helps support the imagination. If you're a person who doesn't usually use their imagination a lot, with this moon in Pisces, new moon in Pisces, and with the sun in Pisces, there's going to be this urge to be more imaginative in your approach to things. And so jasmine as an essential oil can be very helpful for that purpose. The next oil I want to talk about is lemon. Lemon is a little zesty oil. It's fresh, it's cool, it's spiritually cleansing as an oil. It's also enlivening and it helps bring clarity and focus. It helps to open up your intuition and helps to strengthen it. So, with this new moon in Pisces, sun there and Neptune there, opening up your intuition is going to be easier than ever, but this oil can support that process really, really well. The other oil for the moon that I like to use for all phases of the moon is Roman chamomile. Beautiful, soft aroma, this one. It's a little bit more on the herby side. Jasmine is more floral. Lemon with that citrus is more tangy. And the Roman chamomile is very soft and slightly more herbaceous, but there is still a bit of sweetness in there as well. And chamomile promotes the free flow of energy within the body via the meridians. It can help bring a sense of calm. It brings emotional harmony. And it also helps us to hear our own inner voice. And because with this new moon in Pisces, our intuition is heightened so much, being able to hear that inner voice is really, really important and brings us closer to the spiritual realms in terms of communication. Now, I've chosen two potential oils for planets because both of these ones, jasmine, lemon, and Roman chamomile, are great for the moon. So the other two oils are going to represent Venus and Neptune. So I've chosen, and also Pisces, the actual sign of Pisces. So I've actually chosen Melissa. Melissa is a beautiful oil. It's also known as lemon balm. Now it's sweet, but it's light. And this is the most watery of all the essential oils because the plant itself has such a high water content that it takes a lot of effort to get a decent amount of oil from the plant in the concentrations that we use when it comes to aromatherapy. But a beautiful oil and very appropriate for planet Neptune and also for the sign of Pisces. Melissa is known for its uplifting properties, so it can help with those times when you're feeling a bit low, a bit depressed. And with this Pisces energy at its most negative, it can sort of bring that depressive kind of feeling, that unstructured feeling, because Pisces is not a structured sign. So Melissa can be very supportive for you during this new moon if you start to feel a little bit low. And the final oil I've chosen is rosemary. And the reason that I've chosen rosemary is that with Pisces energy, it's easy to lose your focus. You can forget to do things. So rosemary is known for remembrance. And this is a very herby oil. It's a herbaceous oil. And you think about the plant, rosemary for remembrance. So rosemary will assist with concentration and it will also improve memory. It won't ground you, say, the way vetiver would as an essential oil, but this is in combination with the other oils. This is a little bit more grounding, bringing you more into the everyday reality. So let's mix them together and see what we can come up with. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of jasmine. I'm going to add 2 drops of jasmine to my mixing bowl. My mixing bowl I like to use is carved out of amethyst. So I bring that beautiful spiritual healing amethyst energy into my blends when I mix them. So that's 2 drops of jasmine. Now because jasmine's so subtle, I'm just going to add 1 drop of lemon. So there is our moon energy, our new moon energy, and then we're going to soften things off with a little bit of the Roman chamomile. So I've done 3 drops of Roman chamomile. And let's just give that a stir and see how the moon oils are blending together. Have a little sniff of that. So because the lemon is a top note, you'll smell the lemon in this blend first. And what I love about the Roman chamomile and the jasmine, they kind of meld together. It's almost like these 2 essential oils themselves become conjunct, just the way as the Sun, Moon, Venus, and Neptune are conjunct in the skies. Now I'm going to add on the 2 oils that I've chosen for this new moon in Pisces. So I'm just going to add 1 drop of rosemary and 1 drop of lemon balm. Oh, 2 drops of lemon balm went in there. So let's add some rosemary. Sometimes the oils tell me how much they want, and 2 drops of rosemary. So I'm just going to mix that. I'm going to use my intention spoon to mix the blend. My intention spoon has a little amethyst bead on it as well. So I'm going to bring that amethyst energy into the blend. And that works so well together. All 5 oils work beautifully together. The aroma is the top note is refreshing. It's going to bring a little bit of focus and concentration. And then the other oils bring in a sense of harmony, bring in a sense of flow, and they're very, very soft. So this oil blend is very much in keeping with the soft energy that Pisces has, and particularly for this new moon. So with this oil blend, these are undiluted, so you can put them in an oil burner and diffuse them in a room while you're doing your new moon ritual, or whether you're meditating. Otherwise, you can blend them in a cold-pressed sweet vegetable oil, like cold-pressed sweet almond. And you want to make sure that the dilution is no more than about 3% if you're going to be using it as a massage blend. The other thing that you can do with this blend is use a solubilizer. And what a solubilizer does is it helps the oils to blend with water, because oils and water do not mix. So if you want to use this as a new moon bath blend, you need to put it in some solubilizer, which you can usually get at health food stores. As a resort, a last resort, if I can't get any solubilizer, I will mix them in some cold pressed sweet almond oil and then put that in the bath, because you don't want the raw individual oils to get in contact with your skin, because sometimes you can have skin reactions. I do hope my new moon in Pisces interpretation, the crystals that you can use and the oils that can support you will be of help for this new moon in Pisces, which is occurring this Saturday, the 13th of March at 9:20 in the evening. That's Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So don't forget to check the time, if you want to be exact, for the area where you live. Until next time, namaste.